As we're looking at the future of agriculture, what you think is important will be influenced how you view the Malthusian versus growth debate. And again, there are two views to that. Here, you're looking at U.S. corn yields, and we're going way back from 1866, year after the Civil War ended, up till the present. The last yield in here is 2020. As you're looking at that, look at the pre 1936 yields and the post 1936 yields. Prior to 1936, yields were essentially flat. Since 1936, we have been on an increasing trend, and that trend has been fairly constant. If you're looking at corn yield increase, roughly 1.8, 1.9 bushels per year. That would be the trend increase. We see variations around that trend increase, but overall, yields have been increasing in the United States. Part of the reason for that, and it happened coincidentally with this, is the Green Revolution. In the 1940s and 60s, we saw large-scale increases in agricultural productivity, and that was also a result of technologies, many of which were developed here at land grants, and we largely averted famine. Norman Borlaug, who's a plant science pathologist and breeder, developed crossbreed wheat varieties that largely averted famine in India. So at the same time we saw these yields increases on the other side, we were also seeing Norman Borlaug Green Revolution occurring as well. And land-grant universities, and this land-grant university, played large roles in that Green Revolution. You look at hybridization, breeding of, feeding of pig rations, etc. A lot of that research was originally done here at the University of Illinois, as well as a lot of other universities. Key parts of that Green Revolution and what brought on those yield increases were plant breeding, pesticides, fertilizers. All right, if you look at all three of those, we've seen controversies with those. Plant breeding, think GMOs, pesticides, think of all the concerns and organic farming, fertilizers, peak phosphorus and potassium, as well as nitrogen concerns. Commercial agriculture is largely built on those technological changes. And we can make the argument, and I do use this word, it's large scale. Many of the farms still are actually are small by company standards, but this commercial agriculture is large scale, produces most of the food, and is very technologically advanced, very productive, and there's corporate linkages amongst those. So if you're looking at this in these two views, they're corporate, multinational agriculture, and to some extent, maybe a large extent, farmers believe that the growth field view think they will be an important part of technological growth. And if you're part of that, you have to deal with critics and need to keep growth. Sustainable agriculture and other things, to some extent, take a Malthus view. So you're looking at the difference between those. Organic, Malthus. Sustainability, Malthus. More, and you see those two views and the friction that those views will create.